And the decision is the easy part. Once you decide what your result or transformation is for your client, that's where the work really begins. You develop a process, you look at your tools and your style of coaching, and you do anything and everything to make it happen. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. We have got a juicy one for you today. But before we get into the episode, I am so freaking excited to announce that the doors to enroll into the Fraud Squad are opening tomorrow at a special discount and with bonuses. If you don't know what the Fraud Squad is, it is my 16-week mastermind for coaches and online service providers who are making between $0K to $5K per month and are ready to unfilter themselves in their content, get crystal clear in their messaging, get massively visible, and feel comfortable being seen in their power online. And they want to normalize creating 5-figure months. This is the room for the woman who is fucking ready to stop letting imposter syndrome hold her back. She's ready to take massive action. She's ready to create content that speaks directly to her best clients. She's ready to stack her income up by being more visible and just going all the fuck in on her business. The Fraud Squad is the home for you if this is you. The support from the other women inside, the coaching from me, the resources and the trainings you get access to, it's everything you need to go all the fuck in on yourself, your content, your messaging, and your desire to normalize being the woman who brings in 5 figures a month through her offers. Enrollment is opening tomorrow, Thursday, November 16th, and the doors will be open until Monday, November 27th, because the Fraud Squad is included in my Black Friday deals. So for Black Friday, you can join the mastermind at a discounted price, and then I'm hosting 2 additional calls and opening the Voxer chat in December. So you'll get immediate access to the Fraud Squad curriculum and my content course, Unfiltered and Filthy Rich, but our coaching calls won't begin until January 2024. So you get a whole extra month in the mastermind just for joining during this Black Friday deal. This is the perfect opportunity for you to start the new year on the best foot possible. The Black Friday deal is $3,999 for this 16-week mastermind, and there's 2 payment plans available. You can join directly at the link in my show notes right now. Yes, you can get it a day early, podcast family, or send me a DM so we can get the conversation going right now to see if it's the right fit for you at your Coach Jill. You know where to find me. And now let's get into the episode. So something that I feel very confident in and that I truly believe fuels my content and the way I show up is the fact that I know I get my clients the results that they come for. Period, point blank. But this is one of the biggest reasons why you may be feeling like a fraud. You ask yourself, can I actually get a result for someone? Will I be able to get them a transformation? What if they don't get an ROI? And these questions can seriously affect your ability to A, get specific on a transformation, and B, show up and sell your offers, because the transformation you get your clients is the crux of your offer. If you've created results in the past for your clients, these thoughts will still come up, even with the evidence, because your brain is still clouded by imposter syndrome. This means that despite your wins or even the wins you've gotten your clients, you discount them. You discredit your involvement. You put all the onus on the client, completely disregarding yourself. Or you just make it a personality thing, like this client achieved this and she would have even without my help. One of my one-to-one clients was wrestling with this when she was relaunching her group coaching program. She had thoughts that not everyone gets results all of the time, even though she has so many clients that have. So I coached her on 2 things when it came to this. First, I asked her a question. I asked her that if she had someone who showed up, was committed, took all of her coaching, used all of her resources, would they get results? And she said, yes, without a doubt. And I said, that is why you can own your result. Because even if not everyone gets the result, you've still provided everything that people need to get that result. And then the second piece to this is why it's so important to speak to your ideal client. I have a module in Unfiltered and Filthy Rich, my content course, where I talk specifically about calling in your best client. And this can sometimes be really hard for people because we're not just talking about identifiers, we're talking about traits and characteristics of the best people for your offer. This can sometimes feel a little bit too elitist for some people. However, it's not. It's like, I don't want to attract a client who is only focused on the result that I'm selling, but has it in their head that they don't need to show up or be committed to the process, you know? There's this coach online that gets shit on all the time for saying that she wants clients who are self-led. But to be honest, I hard agree on this. Coaching is not therapy. It's not me saving someone else. And even if someone struggles with the mindset stuff and the belief stuff and the imposter syndrome stuff, there's a difference between someone who wants to change that about themselves and someone who is going to continue being in that disempowered state. So, what I'm saying is this. You have to have the balls to not only talk about the transformation that your clients are going to get in working with you, but also in talking to who the best client is for that program so that they can get the results that you're promising. And listen, the issue of not knowing what transformation you help someone with, this is simply just a problem to be solved. It is not imposter syndrome time to shine, even though that's what you're letting happen. You're sitting in indecision, anxiety, and shame because you don't know the results you can help someone achieve and like it's gonna come to you. But no, bitch, you just decide. When I decided to help women with imposter syndrome, no one told me to do that. I just saw the gap in the market and went for it. Like ordering food at a restaurant. You just have to decide. You have to pick what is best for you right now and go ahead and order it. You just have to go first. And you are the one who makes the transformation appealing and enticing to your audience. Stop asking yourself and your audience, quite frankly, what people want. I fucking hate when I see people in their Instagram stories saying, do you want this? How do you feel about this? Should I do this offer? No. You tell them what they want. You decide on the transformation you can help someone achieve, and then you decide how you're going to help them get it. And then you decide that you're a badass bitch who is going to do everything in her power to make that transformation happen. And then you also decide that if problems arise or if they don't get any kind of result, which is highly, highly unlikely, you will just solve for that problem. You won't beat yourself up or retreat into a cave forever. Hey guys, I hope you're loving today's episode. I am just taking a brief pause in today's episode to share with you a client testimonial. These testimonials are either from group coaching clients or clients who are in my one-to-one coaching program. And I can't wait for you to hear how I have changed their lives and their businesses for the better.
When I started working with Jill, I thought that I needed this mindset work to start to up-level my business, but what I didn't expect was how tied back to my childhood this mindset work would be, how far we would delve into the depths of my soul and really release these limiting beliefs I had no idea I was still carrying that were affecting me today. Now, thanks to that work, I have transformed my mindset and now feel like I can make aligned, clear decisions for my business, trust in myself, believe in myself as I pursue my dreams, and I feel like a completely different person thanks to Jill.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Now let's get back to the episode. If your identity is at the place of, I am a coach that gets a transformation for my client, how would she move and think differently? This is a simple shift to make, but it's a powerful one. So often we are thinking and acting from our imposter identity. It's unconscious, of course. We are just conditioned to think this way. We are conditioned to automatically go to panic and fear if we think we're going to be exposed or if something isn't going perfectly. However, if we take a moment to become aware of our thoughts, slow down, and remember that it's a choice to think and act from your imposter identity or your highest self, you will course correct the behavior. And eventually, it will become your norm to step into that highest self. There's a psychological term I learned in my undergrad called the Pygmalion effect. It's also commonly called the Rosenthal effect. And it's a concept where expectations set for high performance are usually what occurs. The most famous studies are teachers who expect certain students to do better than others, and this is almost always what happens. When you expect more from someone when it comes to behavior, they usually follow through and meet those expectations. I coach my clients often on seeing their clients and potential clients too in an empowered way. Because think about it this way, why are you automatically assuming somebody won't get results? Not only does that require a disempowered view of yourself, it requires a disempowered view of your potential clients as well. What if you expected them to show up wholeheartedly? What if you expected them to give it their all? What if you expected the best out of the people whose lives you want to change and expected the best of yourself? It's been months since a client has defaulted on their payments. I just don't expect them to anymore. All of my clients show up and do the work, and I had to choose to see them in an empowered way. And what if your future self had your back? I was coaching a client on this recently because she has a lot of anxiety on what could happen in a coaching container, what could happen with her business. And of course, all of these what ifs are very worst case scenario and very negative. And it always comes back to self-trust, something that we are building for her. If you fully and completely trusted yourself, what worries would fall away? Can you learn how to trust your future self? How does she have your back? This is honestly a big reason why I'm so successful and why I've made nearly $500K in 4 years. Because I trust that no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. I'll be more than okay because I have my own back. Sure, I worry and get stressed from time to time, but I am so grounded in my self-trust that I quite literally will say out loud, future Jill can deal with that, because I am just so certain that whatever comes my way, I'll be able to handle it. This is also largely in part emotional management, because I believe in my ability to handle whatever emotion is thrown at me. Essentially, what I'm saying is that what you expect, you get, and what you intend will occur. I set intentions for each of my clients when I work with them. I know what I want them to work on, I know what they need to do, and I know why they do and don't get results. But the reason why all of my clients report such high levels of satisfaction with my coaching is because, like my client at the beginning of this episode, I just see their potential from the fucking get-go and I talk to them in that way. I see what they're capable of even if they can't. And I also see my potential as a coach even if I haven't reached it completely yet, like I'm sure I can become even a better coach. I'm sure that I'm going to improve over the next 10, 15, 20 years, right? So there's always room to see and improve more, but you can see your potential now in helping somebody now. Believing you can transform someone's life or get them a result is a decision, and it is supported by self-trust, positive expectation, and empowerment on both sides of the coin. Empowerment of you as the leader and the empowerment of your client. And the decision is the easy part. Once you decide what your result or transformation is for your client, that's where the work really begins. You develop a process, you look at your tools and your style of coaching, and you do anything and everything to make it happen. Because our businesses are nothing without our clients, y'all. So it's really important to make decisions about your results and what you help people with now so you can get your belief behind it and start changing people's lives. Feeling so grounded and rooted in yourself as a coach or a service provider and knowing you can get your clients results is at the core of the Fraud Squad, my 16-week mastermind. And the doors are open to enroll tomorrow. This mastermind is for you if you're a coach or a service provider who is currently between 0K and 5K months and you want to focus on creating better and more unfiltered content, getting massively visible, perfecting your messaging, and normalizing 5-figure income months. We focus on the mindset, the beliefs, and the energetics massively in this mastermind. And we also focus on aligned strategies, showing up consistently, being intentional about our content and our selling, and making fucking money. The investment is at a discount of $3,999 for Black Friday, and there are 2 very flexible payment plans available. And podcast fam, you can join early right now at the link in my show notes or send me a DM on Instagram to talk deets. And next week, my Black Friday deals will be dropping, but you can send me a sneaky little DM to see the deals early. I love you, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to learn how you can work with me, where you can buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and how to get on my email list for free. Screenshot this episode and add it to your Instagram stories, tagging me at YourCoachJill. See you next time.